In this episode of What's Working Now, we are going to talk about what is self-discipline. Essentially, self-discipline is the assertion of willpower over basic desires. Being a disciplined person means doing things right when you are supposed to do them. It means to keep the promises you make and to be committed to being true to yourself. In other words, it is a synonym for self-control. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can build unbreakable self-discipline, with 5 practical rules that you can immediately apply to your life right after this video ends. Self-discipline is important because it helps us to achieve our goals and stick to our commitments. It allows us to control our impulses and make better choices. When we are disciplined, we are more likely to succeed in whatever we set out to do. There are many ways to develop self-discipline. One way is to remove temptations. If we are trying to diet, for example, we might get rid of all the unhealthy food in our house. Another way to develop self-discipline is to set achievable goals. If we set goals that are too difficult, we are more likely to give up. It is also important to think long-term. It is easier to stick to our goals if we keep the future in mind. Finally, we can build a productive routine by gradually adding new habits. The 21-90 rule is a helpful tool for developing self-discipline. But before we begin, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you enable notifications so you never miss any of our uploads. So let's begin. So, why is self-discipline important? No matter what your goals are, you most certainly have to work to achieve them, and if you don't have any discipline, you most probably won't put in any work and you'll just procrastinate. Being able to delay gratification and short-term temptations is crucial if you want to be a successful person. Now, there's a big difference between being disciplined and being self-disciplined, and it's all about willpower. There's no doubt that having a trainer can be helpful in terms of learning new techniques and getting motivation and accountability. However, the most important factor in success is self-discipline. Someone who is self-trained has to be much more disciplined than someone with a trainer because they don't have someone else telling them what to do and when to do it. They only have themselves to hold them accountable. This means that they have to be willing to show up and do the work, even when it's tough. If you can be self-disciplined, you'll be much more successful in the long run. It also means to have good habits, and it's important for behavior change interventions because habitual behaviors are elicited automatically and are therefore likely to be maintained. You might recognize that you are not self-disciplined. Fortunately for you, this is a skill. It means that you can learn and master it even if you're starting from zero. In this video, I'm going to show you how to discipline yourself so that you can reach your goals faster and live a healthier life. Let's get into it right now with the 5 rules for building self-discipline. The first rule to breaking bad habits is to remove any temptations. Our brain is wired to take the path of least resistance, so if we're faced with the choice between working and watching Netflix, we'll usually choose Netflix. This rule applies to a variety of things. If you're tempted to check your Instagram feed, uninstall the app altogether. By removing the temptation, you make it that much easier to break the habit. Now, this might sound a little drastic, and I get that. So here's another thing that you could do, without uninstalling all your social media apps and throwing away your TV. Make procrastinating inconvenient. If you work from home and you work from a desk that is 3 feet away from your couch, it's very easy for you to get distracted, take a short break and spend the rest of the day consuming useless snacks while watching useless stuff. Sounds familiar? If, however, you are working from your local public library, it's a lot harder for you to procrastinate since you are in a quiet place with little to no distraction, and you don't have your fridge on the left nor your couch on the right to distract you. Yes, I have postponed work because I didn't feel like it. It's so easy to do when you're not in the right mindset, and it can be hard to get started again once you've stopped. The 3 seconds rule is a great way to combat this. Just count to 3 and then start doing the work, no matter how you're feeling. It's not easy, but it's worth it in the end. Do you have to get up and study? No, you don't have to get up and study. You can study whenever you want. However, if you want to improve your grades or learn something new, you should set some goals. properly setting achievable goals is key to getting things done faster. Studies on goal setting and task performance suggest that specific and challenging goals lead to higher performance than easy goals, do your best goals, or no goals. Goal setting is most likely to improve task performance when the goals are specific and sufficiently challenging. A good goal is an achievable goal that isn't too small, otherwise, it will feel like you're wasting your potential. It should also have a deadline. A good deadline will help you be more efficient and effective, especially if you make yourself accountable. A few years ago, a friend of mine was working on a music video. This was a very complex project for him and took him a very long time to put everything together. He was both the director and editor of the video. He had been working on it for a few weeks and then he realized that he was going nowhere. So he decided to challenge himself and announced to all his fans that the video would be ready and released in just a few weeks. That meant a lot of work in a very short period, but a few weeks later he successfully finished and published the music video. So the takeaway is that when people hold you accountable, you are more likely to get the thing done. So, I need you to ask yourself the following questions. What are you doing to improve your life right now? Based on your current daily actions, what does your future look like 3, 5, and 10 years from now? As soon as you print this in your mind, you understand that everything you do today will have a massive influence on the person you'll become tomorrow, and this is the best way to motivate yourself to do what you're supposed to do, even if you quote-unquote don't feel like it. Rule number 5, progressively build a productive routine. Start small, you won't change overnight. A few years ago when I got serious about my health and started exercising, which meant going to the gym and jogging, I initially hated it. It was hard, tiring, and sometimes painful. After the first 3 days of working out, I seriously considered quitting. I was tired, my body was sore, and I didn't think I could keep going. But something inside me told me to keep going, so I did. The first month was hard, but after that, something weird happened. I started to enjoy going to the gym and exercising. I looked forward to it, and I also started to notice that my days were becoming more productive. I had more energy and I was also starting to look better. So, I realized that big results take time to achieve, but with small, consistent actions, they are possible. If you want to get started, try waking up at the same time every day and have a precise plan for the day. As soon as you wake up, make your bed. This is a great small victory and a great way to get the ball moving. Making your bed in the morning has been proven to increase motivation and productivity throughout the day. To get started on how you are going to improve your routine, start identifying areas you'd like to see changes. If you want, you can make a list and group every single daily activity into positive, neutral, and negative activities. Positive activities are those that take you closer to your goal, like sending important emails, doing research, working, exercising, and so on. Negative activities are those that take you further from your goal, like spending time with negative people, maintaining unhealthy behavior, etc. Neutral activities are things that waste your time and don't have any impact on your goals, like being stuck in traffic or mindlessly watching television. As soon as you have your list of positive and negative actions, you can start to change your routine. You should try to eliminate all negative and neutral actions, and if that's not possible, see if there's a way to turn them into positive actions. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of just whining and complaining, you could listen to a podcast or an audiobook. The 21-90 rule says that it takes about 21 days to form a habit, 66 days to ingrain a habit, and 90 days to form a lifestyle. So if you commit to doing something positive every day for 21 days, it will become a habit. The 21-90 rule is a popular belief that if you do something for 21 days, it will become a habit. However, a study conducted by Philippa Lally shows that it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days for something to become a habit. So, while the 21-90 rule may not be accurate, it's still a good idea to try and stick to a new habit for at least 30 days. It's important to remember that success is a process, not an event. This means that you can't expect to achieve success overnight, but rather, you need to be willing to put in the hard work and discipline every single day. This means doing things that you may not necessarily want to do, but that are necessary to reach your goals. So, if you're willing to put in the effort, success is definitely within your reach. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video or think it would benefit a friend or someone else, please share it. Also guys, please do me a favor and click on the bell icon and enable notifications if you're a subscriber. If you're not, well, welcome to the channel, and I hope you do subscribe and enable notifications. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.